King Midas and the golden cars. Long ago, in the ancient kingdom of Phrygia, nestled in Asia Minor, there lived a wealthy and powerful king named Midas, or if you like, Midas. His palace gleamed with riches, his gardens bloomed with fragrant roses, and his treasury overflowed with gold. Yet, despite his abundance, Midas was consumed by a single obsession: the pursuit of more wealth. Gold was his passion, his comfort, and his measure of happiness. You know many people who are like that. Could you be also one of such? Midas had a daughter whom he adored. She was his only source of true joy. A gentle soul who loved nature and music more than riches. But even her laughter couldn't distract Midas from the fixation on gold. He spent his days counting coins, admiring the golden statues, and dreaming of ways to increase his fortune. One day, the god Dionysus, patron of wine and revelry, passed through Phrygia with his merry band of satyrs. One of them, the old and wise Silenus, wandered away and fell asleep in Midas's rose garden. The king found him and, recognizing the satyr as Dionysus' companion, welcomed him warmly. Midas entertained Silenus for 10 days, offering him food, music, and comfort. On the 11th day, he escorted Silenus back to Dionysus. Grateful for Midas' hospitality, Dionysus offered to grant him any wish. Without hesitation, Midas asked that everything he touched be turned to gold. Dionysus warned him to think carefully, but Midas insisted. The god reluctantly agreed, and the next morning, Midas awoke with excitement. He reached out and touched a table. Instantly, it turned to solid gold. He laughed with delight and touched a chair, a vase, a curtain, each transformed into glittering treasure. Midas ran through his palace, turning everything into gold. His joy was boundless. But soon, the thrill faded. When he sat down to eat, he His bread turned to gold in his hands. His wine hardened into a golden lamp. He could not eat, drink, or even smell the roses in his garden. They had become lifeless metal. Panic set in. Then his daughter entered the room. She ran to embrace him, and as he held her, guess what? She turned into a golden statue. Her eyes froze, her warmth vanished, and her laughter was silenced. Midas screamed in horror. His gift had become a curse. Desperate, he begged Dionysus to take back the golden touch. The god, moved by Midas's sorrow, told him to wash himself in river Pactolus. Midas rushed to the river and plunged his hands into the water. As he did, the golden power flowed from him into the riverbed. The sands of Pactolus shimmered with gold, and Midas was freed. He returned home and found his daughter restored to life. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Midas renounced his greed. He gave away much of his wealth and embraced a simpler life, cherishing nature, music, and love. But Midas's story did not end there. Later, he became a follower of Pan, the rustic god of shepherd and music. One day, Pan challenged Apollo, a god of music and light, to a contest. The mountain god, Tmolus, was chosen as judge. Pan played his reed pipes, and Apollo played his lyre. Tmolus declared Apollo the winner, but Midas disagreed, claiming Pan's music was superior. Apollo, offended by Midas's poor judgment, punished him by transforming his ears into those of a donkey. Midas was humiliated and wore a turban to hide them. Only his barber knew the secret. Unable to bear the burden, the barber dug a hole in the ground and whispered, "King Midas has donkey ears." He covered the hole, thinking the secret was safe. But reeds grew from the spout, and when the wind blew through them, they whispered the secret to the world. King Midas has donkey ears. Despite the embarrassment, Midas learned humility. He accepted his flaws and ruled with wisdom and kindness. His tale became a timeless lesson that greed can blind us, and true happiness lies not in gold, but in love, in generosity, and in self-awareness. A nice one.